Hello there, it's Asa here. You might be wondering, oh no, where have I been? Uh, are you still alive or whatnot? I have been really busy in like real life. I managed to take care of the issues and stuff, but I have a little bit more on my hands in time. But I guess since it's already nearly the end of July, I guess it's probably a nice time to talk about the game again. Now, the upcoming July NGS headline is going to come up, but instead of like doom and gloom or whatever, just expecting the same thing again, I just want them to surprise me at least something. I think that August patch is going to be good, but really, I think the game really deserve more than just um, new content, I guess. At this point, you'll be probably wondering, and it's either you're grinding for seasonal points again, or just doing the same limited time quest again and just try to rush as soon as possible, or just fall asleep doing it. Now, don't get me wrong, the whole limited time quest is actually pretty cool and really fun, but after doing it for a while and you still didn't get the Taisa weapon, it just doesn't feel right, bro. Like, I know. At least we get a lot of like Torina 5 reward code weapons, I guess, but even those are just basically seasonal weapons, I suppose. And I guess this is a very good seasonal event to do as if you are like a new player, because you can literally get the reward code weapon for you know potential level 6 and grind level 60, which means that you don't really need to limit break anything, especially those arms refiner too is just really hard to find. But I just hope that everybody can just complete all of those um, tasks, I guess, so that they can actually save up for the next huge event that is going to come up, especially in August and September, which I believe it will be the zone that has new equipments and new armors and weapons and so on. I believe because since the August is going to showcase the hardest, whatever, strongest enemy that Arx has faced yet. Yeah, I don't really think it's going to be that simple. As in, there's no loot, there's no good loot that is going to drop from this kind of boss encounter, I guess. But who knows? Maybe it's going to be a good content. Regardless, I just want them to also, take care of a lot of like issues that's going on in the game. I do wish they give us an alternative 9-star weapon that doesn't require you to grind all day and all night, just depending on your RNG to just get at least one, which I think nobody really cares about getting one at this point. People are just literally grinding the zones just for starlers and for the augments, I guess. uh, and that's it. The rewards that's coming from these starless mobs and bosses are just not really worth the grind, to be honest. Then this whole time in July, I'm don't really like put my time to like grind continuously as much as like certain content creators or just players, I suppose. But because, well, what's the point? I Yes, you can maybe save up the lot of seasonal points to just purchase to buy out the store or something, but at that point still you can just buy all the useful stuff and just leave the others like optional things alone. Especially if you're like a veteran player, I don't really think there's that much stuff in the store to get anyways. The DeFi augments are there, I guess, but they are pretty expensive. And well, if you wanted to clear the DeFi rank 2, I guess you can probably do that. But to be honest, DeFi rank 2, nah, not really my interest as well. Now, because there is going to have another new patch again, and this time it is probably a huge make it or break it for gameplay oriented players, because I believe after this, if the content is really insufficient for like in terms of like long term playing, maybe if the content is like finished in terms of like the the whole thing is already being explored completely in like just a week of time, then I guess that is going to be the death of the game or something. Nah, I don't really think the game is going to, well, die, I guess. But I think that the amount of players who seriously play it is going to seriously reduce. Because, well, other than fashion and creative space, what else is there to do except for, gameplay content? Gameplay content is really, really the core thing that, game should have provided from start. I know they are trying their best to like seek out what works and what doesn't work. They have been doing a lot of those stuff in Quarries. That is why you can see a lot of Quarries stuff not coming back in Stia and so on. Then I just hope that the Silk is not just another, instance map for us. I just wish there's also a lot of like secrets and nooks and crannies out there as well. You can just make as much instance content as possible. We don't really mind. If you look at the whole circumstances of like the open fields and stuff, unless they update it, well, the open field is just going to be like, yeah, it's just going to be a mineral farm and some rare items obtained dailies and weeklies kind of stuff. It's still not really there yet in terms of like an open world game that I really wanted to play. But regardless, it's still, a game that has a lot of fashion stuff and a lot of like creative stuff. It's still good on that department, I suppose. And well, I just wish the best for the gameplay part because they have earned so much money from the fashion parts and the creative space that I think they at least need to reinvest into core content and core gameplay. I'm also, I can't wait for the new reveal of the two new characters that is shown in the roadmap as well. I wonder who are they? Are they like people that we have known but has a better costume now or something? That would be pretty cool for like new SG scratches, I guess, in the future. But yeah, so far, I even the roadmap itself is really not that much to be honest for me. But I still think there is still chances for that the game to become good somehow. Uh, as an NGS content creator, of course, I'm wishing the best for the game. But regardless, still, we don't really want to have a monotonous grinding session again. I mean, sure, base PSO2 also has like, a lot of dead content and maybe some failed contents as well. But at least they have their own charm. At least they still keep them. At least there's still people who still could access it and play it, I guess. But now, a lot of live services, when their numbers actually dwindle, they usually just shut down. And it just very sucks for a lot of those games. Especially if they reach a threshold where they can't really recover enough players to make the game profitable, then they'll usually just end up servicing this. But for New Genesis, I don't think they would reach until that point yet because their fashions, their AC scratches are still there to fund the game. Unfortunately, because that is the main way of them earning a lot of money, I believe they're still going to continue doing that. I new fashions is cool and stuff, but hey, give us more new weapons, more new armors, maybe new accessories and new titles for us to grind, maybe a new challenge that is actually testing our skills and gameplay skills instead of like I don't know becoming a HB sponge again, boss bossing on a HB sponge version of the boss is not really like challenging content. The whole dual quest system is just showing that how bad that is. And since there's so many casual players in New Genesis, it's pretty obvious that most players is not going to do that often as well. Not to mention if they are new or if they don't really have the setup to do it, it's just a waste of time and effort. To be honest. managed to clear them, but really, it just feels hollow. Just completely. Not to mention, I really want them to like avoid putting affixes behind like dual quests because I think that is like dating against the community that cannot really complete dual quests because they don't have the effort. They didn't put the effort inside to create new sets of armors and weapons to just do those dual quests. I think that is actually kind of creating an imbalance in the market in terms of like, oh, if this guy is actually able to has a lot of time to do dual quests continuously, then he's able to clear them consistently, then he is going to be have a lot of those augments, capsule parts, and they can just sell it in the market and they can profit from it. Now, and then the people who can't do it can't really do anything because they can't really, they can't really clear the dual quest by themselves. Now, that is an issue because this game should have alternative ways so that they can balance in terms of like, oh, if this player is a casual player or if this is a veteran player, they both have ways for them to earn certain stuff equally, and it does not need to be like this. However, I don't really know what the future of New Genesis would look like, but since it's just the second year, maybe there will be something much better after they hire more staff in their new studios, and maybe the outlook in 2024 could be better as long as the Fantasy Star series is not like become a lesser known IP and became NFT stuff like this. But so far, I don't really think the game is in dire situations or in dire need of like a refresh or the remaster or something. I do wish they have a separate Fantasy Star Crew um, team to create single player experiences of Fantasy Star's IP so that Fantasy Star Online can still exist, but the other Fantasy Star are basically their like offline single player modes. I mean, you can look at Final Fantasy. By the way, they are still doing pretty well with their live service and their single player games, especially recently with Final Fantasy 416. Man, I just Fantasy Star series is like one of a kind because sci-fi is one of my favorite genre, and Fantasy Star literally has like the sci-fi genre nailed down. It's just that they didn't want us to go to space, and unfortunately, until we you know manage to think of a way to get and control the seal, I don't really think we are going to go up to space anytime soon. Regardless, well, regardless of that, I'm just wishing the best for the game. Regardless of all the drama that is going to happen, I just wish the game can be much better. And for now, I guess that's just all that I wanted to talk in this video. I don't really want to pull it much longer because I think this is probably becoming a drag already. Hopefully, everybody is enjoying the game casually, and yeah, remember to play other games. By the way, there's a lot of new game releases that I'm trying to cover as well on my channel. So stay tuned, I guess. Sayonara.